is Carrie Schumann. We are at the Hilton Garden Inn
Hi, how are
with
you?
Chelsea Community Cable Television, led by our Executive Director, Paula Bradley Batchelor. Behind the camera tonight is Jamie Santos, and we're so honored to be representing Chelsea Community Cable here tonight for the Rotary installation of offices. The Chelsea Rotary Club, a great organization, and here is a former president and Toastmaster extraordinaire, Alan Alpert. Welcome, Mr. Alpert.
Welcome, Carrie, and welcome everybody out there in Chelsea Community Cable Land. This is our 96th installation of the Chelsea Rotary Club. We were founded in 1927 and received our charter in 1928, which means 4 more years will be our 100th celebration. We're an awesome, awesome club that does awesome things both locally and internationally. For those people that don't know, Rotary is a worldwide organization. It's in 127 countries and geographic locations.
And then this other reality.
So it's just wonderful and so great. Tonight, this is a real Chelsea group having a wonderful time and celebration. And thank you very much, Gary, for being here and for Jamie for being here.
Seriously, it's the only way.
Okay, and tonight we will have a new president installed.
Yes, we do. We have the superintendent of Chelsea Schools is going to be installed as our new president, which is a wonderful honor for us. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Thank you.
We look forward to hearing from you and Dr. Jennings and Dr. Albater as she assumes the position of president of the Rotary Club of Chelsea. We'll be back with more. We have a very special guest, a former president of the Rotary Club of Chelsea, former president of the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce, out of Boston College, a famous alumna.
Go BC.
Go BC. She is the Rotarian of the Year tonight, which is quite an honor, and she's also the chairperson of this great event. Susan Gallant, welcome. Great to see you. And let's talk about Rotary in tonight's event.
Rotary is a great organization. I mean, I've belonged since I came to Chelsea 32 years ago, and we do so much for the kids in the city. I focus on the kids in Chelsea. We do international projects. A lot of the people that belong to Rotary in our club, anyways, we don't live in Chelsea, but we spend a lot of our time in Chelsea. We spend our volunteer time in Chelsea, our donations in Chelsea. So, because it's really a great place to be and to help out. So.
Okay, so what's tonight's event? How's it going to unfold?
Tonight is our annual installation of officers. We usually have it in June, but we pushed it back to September. We're installing Dr. Albater as our president. We actually have 3 district governors here, which is really awesome to help us with the installation. We're going to be honoring Rotarians of the Year. It's myself and Mike Falsoni. I'm not alone in this. And then we're also awarding the highest honor that you can get in Rotary, which is called a Paul Harris Fellowship. And we're giving it to Helen Zuko, who unfortunately can't join us here tonight. And then we have a whole bunch of other. It's interesting. We have a lot of fathers giving daughters Paul Harris's, and we have a lot of husbands giving wives Paul Harris's, which is really nice. So we have a lot of nice things going on tonight. So, and we appreciate you guys coming and covering us. We really do. So, thank you.
As you know, BC has a special place in my heart. My brother Eric attended Boston College. My boss at Chelsea Community Cable Television, Paula Bradley Batchelor, and her son Austin Batchelor is a BC alumnus.
Yep. I've seen Austin. He's come to a few of my tailgates at BC. I know Paula was a cheerleader during the Doug Flutie days.
Yep.
We actually saw him down the Cape. His band played a few weeks ago at a little place in West Yarmouth. It was a warm-up for the big event they had at Fenway Park for autism. So it was they really did a great job. They're a great 80s cover band. He and his brother and a few of the guys they've been together for 30 years. They did a great job. So.
Okay. We'll be back with more from the installation. Thank you, Susan.
Okay, thank you. Thanks again.
I am here with City Councilor Todd Taylor, a past president of the Rotary Club of Chelsea. Great to see you, Councilor. Looking forward to tonight's event?
Yes, the installation's always a special night, and we're looking forward to having Almy installed as our president, and very proud of her, and I'm sure she's going to do a great job. And continue the great work that the Rotary Club of Chelsea does every day.
It's so great that she's involved with the schools in such a big way.
Absolutely.
And here she is contributing so much to Rotary, and it's a great combination.
Absolutely, no question about it. I mean, but we have a lot of people that are very involved in our city, and we work hard to make sure that good things happen in the city. And I'm proud to be a member of Rotary. I love Rotary.
Okay, great to see you.
Thank you so much, Gary. Good to see you.
Okay. We are with past president and treasurer of the Rotary Club of Chelsea, Joe Bernard, coming off a great performance last night. Founder of the Taste of Chelsea, has raised millions of dollars, right?
Over $1 million, about $1.3 million.
Okay, and here you are tonight with your great Rotary Club.
Yes, this is a fabulous Rotary Club. Great group of people. I got here when I came to Chelsea back in 1999, and it's been nothing but a lot of fun, and a great group of people. We raise money for a good cause. Polio's our major fundraiser that we raise money for to cancel polio in the world. I think it's like 98% canceled, so we're working on that. But we do a lot of good things. Juan Gallego is a member of our club. We raise money for him to do water wells down in Columbia. We support some of the, we have a fire fund that Alan Albert started years ago. So it's a good club, and they're good people. We have a lot of fun.
Okay, as we stand here now, the Patriots are 0-2. What's your prediction for their final season record?
9-8.
9-8 might get us in the playoffs.
I would hope it does. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, so it's early. I mean, this is preseason for them. But none of these guys that are playing now played. We're what? 20 yards from tying 2 games or winning 2 games. So I think they're going to do it. I like the quarterback. I think the only thing that he needs to do is improve the speed in which he throws those passes. He's got the guys with the hands on the other end. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, very good.
Very good to see you. Thank you.
Okay. As always, supporting Chelsea organization. He is the president of the Chelsea City Council, Leo Robinson. Mr. Robinson, great to see you.
Always a pleasure to see you. Cable here covering all these Chelsea events, so that people can actually see what happens in our wonderful city. And I'm here tonight to celebrate my sister Gail's getting the Paul Harris. Matt Alvin from the school was going to be getting the Paul Harris. My brother-in-law Bruce is the award for never missing a meeting.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Good.
And I'm here to celebrate with
Boss is
everybody
being
else.
interviewed, huh?
Yeah.
Can we bring in the great Linda Eliona Robinson for an interview? Linda, come on in, say hello.
Hello. Hello.
Part of your family being honored tonight, and you're here with the president of the city council.
Yes, I am. Yeah, hi. And Gail Buck, my sister-in-law, is
Yes.
honored to have her.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
About time.
What do you want to say about Rotary and you and your husband being at all these events, supporting Chelsea?
Well, Rotary is a great organization, obviously. They do so much work. They recognize people, which is important, because so many people do the work, like Helen Dugan, one of the, I've known Helen forever, since I first came to Chelsea. And, they often go unrecognized, so this is a great time to honor people that have been doing the work for years and years and years.
Okay, and we'll be cheering for the MIT Lady Engineers.
Absolutely.
Coached by,
Chia Robinson Briggs,
who learned all her basketball knowledge from.
her dad.
Okay. That means the players know how to pass the ball well.
They certainly do.
Okay.
Thanks, Gary.
Okay. Great to see you. You're here to support Rotary Club of Chelsea.
Of course, as a Rotarian, and
Yes.
it's my duty to be here, as you know, service myself,
Yes.
but I am more excited about celebrating our Paris fellows.
Yes.
Specifically, Joan, that I nominated, and we're very proud of the work she's done in our community. She was born and raised in Chelsea. She's a Chelsea, public school, product of our public school. She is a nurse now. She is one of the leaders of the Chelsea Black community. And yes, she was done amazing work. So I'm really excited about presenting her with here today.
Okay, you're so busy at all
Oh
these
my
events.
gosh, it's been insane. I mean, from Taste of Chelsea to the TND event to this weekend I was at the North Shore Latino Business Association event, and you know, it's crazy. It's event season, fundraising.
You saw Captain David Rizzuto.
Yes, we did. Yesterday, he coordinated the whole engagement of the Chelsea community service department. So they're engaged heavily in the community. They're doing a great job under the leadership of Chief Houghton. But excited to be here, celebrate, and mostly excited about seeing you and Jamie and, and Joan, wherever she is. But anyway,
It's always a pleasure to see you, Sarah. Yeah, again, another Chelsea time with good Chelsea people, and the years keep rolling by, and we keep getting there, and everything is going good, and going to have a great night tonight with the doctor being installed as the new Rotary president. Yeah. So, and my daughter is going to get one of the awards. So,
Stacy.
Yes. So it's going to be very nice. Yeah. Very good. Okay, it's a pleasure. Thank you. All right.
Nice to see you.
Okay.
Okay, Dr. Almy Abeta, congratulations, the new president of the Rotary Club of Chelsea.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm grateful that I can be the new president and looking forward to a wonderful year.
I was telling, I think it was Mr. Alan Alpert, how cool it is that you're the head of all the schools, and here you are also contributing so much to the Rotary Club of Chelsea to be its president.
Yeah, I told everyone when I took on the role as president I would need the support of everybody in the club, and their Chelsea Rotary is extremely supportive and helpful, so they will help me be president as well.
Okay, and the school year has started. How many students in your schools?
We have right now we're up to 6,153 students, and we're still receiving more right now.
You oversee it all. That's quite a responsibility.
It is, but I enjoy it, and I'm grateful to be in Chelsea.
Okay, speaking as a Chelsea alumnus, Chelsea High School, we're so happy to have you and so proud of you to be president.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
City Councilor Calvin T. Brown, great to have you at the Rotary Club of Chelsea installation.
It's great to be here. I saw you last night. I want to thank you guys for coming out and covering all this and bringing it to those that can't make it here, whether it's illness or whatever reason. But it's great to be here to support the new incoming membership and also support those that make this year a great organization.
You know, the Rotary is quite a great organization.
Yeah, they do a lot of great work here. Tonight they're bringing our superintendent in as one of their members, as a leader. So, you know, it's just another feather in their hat. And by a hat, let me take my thoughts.
Okay. Yeah. And how are things at Chelsea City Hall, Chelsea government?
Chelsea government is moving. It's moving forward. Tomorrow we're going to have a reveal of some candidates for the city manager. We're well overdue for that.
Yeah.
But we put interest in the city steering committee to do their work, and hopefully they brought us some great candidates back, and we'll have some great names to choose from.
Okay.
Thank you for being here again. Appreciate it.
Former Chelsea School Committee member Rosemarie Carlisle is here. How are you?
I'm fine, Carrie. How are you tonight?
Hello, neighbor. How you doing?
I am here to honor my friend, Almy, superintendent of school. She is well deserved of this presentation
Catching up on some of those
She is
things
a
again.
fantastic person. She gives from the city of Chelsea, and she fits quite well with the people in the city of Chelsea. She gets along with everybody.
Okay.
Nice to have you here. Thank you.
Dick Gopin is here. How are you?
Very well, thank you. It's good to see you.
What's your role tonight?
My role tonight is I am now going to be a former president of Rotary. I was the president for last year.
Okay, so you're the outgoing president.
So I am the outgoing president. I will miss it. We did a lot this year.
Let's talk about some of your accomplishments.
We collected winter coats for children, and we did that in partnership with the Chelsea Connections. We also did a literacy project where we went into the Kelly School and we read to the children, the elementary school children. And we did that for this year. So we did some great service projects. And we also had some wonderful speakers that came. We had, actually from the Chelsea Record, we had Arnie Sargent. John, excuse me.
Photographer that used to take great photos for the Chelsea Record. He's really a historian as well with his great photographs.
So Arnie showed us his photographs brought us back to Chelsea in the 1970s and 80s. We also had Norman Finkelstein speak to us about Chelsea and what it was like growing up in Chelsea in the 1950s and 60s. So we did a lot of stuff, and it was just a great year.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much.
Talk about community service, and here he is, Juan Gallego, not only locally but internationally in the nation of Colombia. You do so much for so many people. Juan, great to see you.
Yes, great to see you. Great to see you, Gary. Indeed. Now that you just mentioned Colombia, we actually just sent out an application for 5 new water wells, deep water wells, over 250, 275, 300 feet on the ground to an indigenous community. So that is a global grant. We're going to get it approved, and that's going to take us maybe a year to do 5 wells.
Excellent. Let's talk about how other Rotary members inspire you and how they support you in all your efforts.
It's incredible. My club, my district, 7930 is our district. Everybody, it's always supporting our efforts to help out in Colombia and beyond. So it is a wonderful feeling to have this kind of support. My club here, Chelsea Rotary Club, everyone here is involved. They do their little part. I do my little part. We get the things done. It is wonderful.
And we have some outstanding honorees this evening.
I know. Joanne, it's one of them. She's coming. I actually sponsor her. I'm really happy. She does a lot for our community, so well deserved.
Great to see you.
Great to see you. Thank you.
All right. Rotarian of the Year.
Rotarian of the Year, yeah, second time. Did a lot for the club, and the club has given me 10 times back. Very rewarding. Almost 30 years a member. Seen you a lot over the
30
years.
years as a member? Wow.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to date yourself, but you were there too.
You've made a commitment to community service,
I did,
obviously.
yes. Chelsea's been very good to me. I can only privilege and happy to give back to the city.
Okay, anything else?
No, just happy to be here.
Great to see you,
Happy to see you. You look great.
Thank you. North Suffolk
Community Services.
Yes.
Happy to be here and represent the mental health and substance use field.
It's great to see you as the Chief Executive Officer.
It is wonderful to be here with such a great group of people, and we look forward to collaborating.
I imagine the Rotary has been supportive of your great organization.
Absolutely. They do wonderful local community events and these international community events, so I'm happy to become a part of them.
You hold some great events in your organization.
We do. We try to raise our visibility and raise awareness around substance use and mental health, and just let people know that we're here to serve them. We're trying to break down the stigma that's associated with behavioral health, and really to educate the public that it's a disease and people do recover.
It's such an important thing you do, especially after how the pandemic changed everything.
Absolutely. People now realize that it's real. And we couldn't do it without collaborators like the Rotary and others.
Okay. Thank you for being here tonight, Mr. President.
Thank you. And I'm sure I'll enjoy the evening, and thank you for coming too.
One of our outstanding honorees tonight, Joan Cromwell, President of the CBC. What's it like to be here and to receive this award tonight?
Oh my goodness, I'm honored. I'm honored and just really proud that I was recognized by Chelsea Rotary Club for the Paul Harris Fellowship it means a lot. So thank you, and I'm excited, and it's with great people this evening, and it's all about being together and being kind. So I appreciate it.
Well, it's a well-deserved honor. You've done such great work with the CBC. What's coming up with the organization?
Big stuff, big stuff. So workforce development, we're on the forefront. We'll be opening doors soon enough. We'll be having a ribbon cutting at 56 Washington Avenue. So Chelsea Black community will have a basically brick and mortar type of storefront, and just really excited to continue to bring services to the community with workforce development from high school to 80. So if you're looking for a trade, it's particularly in the trades, please stop by, and we'll be open for business soon enough.
Let's bring in your brilliant husband.
Yes.
College instructor. Okay, Mr. Yamapa, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's a great honor to finally see John being honored by the Rotary Club. And can you believe it? The history of the Rotary Club, to my understanding, started somewhere in Africa, Nigeria. So they've been doing a great stuff, and today is John, and congratulations to you, John, for the good job you did, Charles.
Okay, and how are the children?
They're all doing okay. Kai is out again, modeling in Europe. Kingsley is actually, he was at home before we left, and Jenny stopped by and ran out again. You know, they've run, so it's only Jen and I now.
Okay.
But that's right.
Great to have you here.
Yeah, nice to be here and to see John.
Thank you. Hello, Chelsea.
We'll be back with more from the installation, Jamie. We have a very special guest, one of tonight's Paul Harris Fellows. She is Amanda Albert. Let me tell you what a great athlete she is. She has 8 Super Bowl championship rings in women's professional football. She's the director of athletics at Chelsea High School in the Greater Boston League, and she's doing a great job. And tonight it's all about you.
Thanks, Gary. It's definitely an honor, and I'm really excited about this. I'm grateful for my dad for helping me.
How do you find the time to run an athletic program, the health department? You're a mother. How do you do it all?
Great time management. A lot of help.
Tell us what's it like to play on national television, knowing there's probably a few million people watching you.
You don't think about it. You're focused on what you're doing at the time, and I think when you, in hindsight, you look back, it's pretty amazing to think what's happening.
How did you become so good at football?
A lot of practice, a lot of hard work, and a lot of dedication.
And women's football is truly advancing with national television. Games are televised locally. And women's hockey is becoming huge.
Yeah, women's hockey is coming back to Boston, and women's professional soccer. So Boston's definitely a hotspot for women's sports.
Okay, great to see you. Keep up the great work as a Chelsea High alumnus, leading our athletic program. I play in the Greater Boston League, as did Paula Bradley's brother, Robert. And it's a great league.
It is. I love being there.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Gary.
Dr. Aaron Jennings is here. Tonight you have a role as one of the Toastmasters?
Yes, sir, I do. I have the fun-pleasing pleasure to be a Toastmaster with the great Alan Alpert, our senior statesman here at Chelsea Rotary Club.
And tonight we honor your colleague, Dr. Almy
yes,
Aveda, who's the president.
Yes, I am delighted. Actually, she was my sponsor to get me here to come into the Rotary. So I'm actually also celebrating my 1 year perfect attendance for the club. So I'm excited to be a Rotarian. So I'm grateful for her leadership and support.
What's the secrets of being a great master of ceremonies?
Having fun.
Yeah,
having fun. And as a Rotarian, knowing that service above self.
Okay, great to see you. You studied at Harvard. How was that? Harvard University.
I enjoyed every minute of it. I think one of the best things I did, outside of getting my doctorate, was being a proctor and living in Harvard Yard. So I was able to mentor first-year students. So I thoroughly enjoyed my time there.
I call it Harvard Yard.
Park the car in Harvard Yard.
Dr. Mrs. Jennings, great to see you.
Would everybody kindly be seated so we can start our program and stay in tune with the caterers so nobody will get well-done food or dried-out food, so we have a pretty quick timetable. Good evening, everybody. On behalf of the officers and directors, I'd like to welcome everybody this evening and introduce our incoming Vice President, Dr. Aaron Jennings. Good evening. The incoming president didn't think that I would be able to finish the whole night out because of my age, so she wanted somebody a little bit younger up here.
the senior statesman at the club.
51 years.
51 years.
51 years. So she didn't think I may finish out the whole night, so she wanted our vice president to be here just in case I had to lean up against the wall or something. I'll lean on you and then we can continue. I'd like to ask everybody to please rise and we can salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. While we're all standing, please let's join in and God bless America. God bless America, land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. And you should all thank me because if you notice I put the microphone down when I was singing. So I didn't want to. Dr. Jennings, if you would please give us the invocation.
So I pulled the invocation from a collection of invocations by Harry Philman, who is a Rotarian out of Azusa, District 5300. This is adaptations from Joseph D. Coons from Bellingham, Washington. Creator and sustainer of all that is or will ever be, accept our thanks for this day and all its blessings. We ask that you guide and direct our club, its leaders, and our actions. Grant that each of us may feel our responsibility to Rotary and to our community and to our country and indeed to all countries and peoples. Let us renew our obligation to fulfill that expectation. Just as the return of spring renews growth in the world around us, with a new commitment to help others with the power, influence, and wealth that we as leaders in this place most certainly have. Let us always remember that these are blessings from you. So today, I offer this prayer, Lord of the universe, help us as Rotarians and humans to do good. Help us as Rotarians and humans to be honest and ethical in all our dealings. Help us as Rotarians and humans to serve others. And help us as Rotarians and humans to faithfully fulfill our obligations as neighbors to our community, our nation, and the world. Amen.
Amen. As Simon says, you may be seated. Dinner will be served shortly, so we'll have a little bit of time to do some more socializing before dinner, and then promptly after dinner we will start our program. We even meet, we just do everything by emails. But a general consensus this year was two people who do extraordinary work through the Chelsea Rotary Club to other organizations and to the Chelsea Rotary Club. It was a difficult decision, and we decided for the first time in this history to honor 2 members of the Chelsea Rotary Club as Rotarians of the Year. And that is Mike Falzoni, past president, and past president Sue Gallant. If you look on the first couple of pages of the book, it does have their biography, and I promised that I would not read it. I said everybody here is capable to do that themselves. If anybody forgot their glasses, I have an extra pair at the table. I'll be more than happy to let you borrow so you can peruse through them. But what's not listed is why we're giving them the award. This past year, we were in desperate needs of some funding. And the only way we can get funding is have a fundraiser. So Mike Falzoni said, I have an idea. I'm going to put together a horse race. And we all started figuring, how are we going to look at these costumes? And then Mike said, no, that's not the way it works. We said, well, Mike, can you explain to us how it works? And he did. Nobody understood him, but he explained how it worked. And as we're going into selling tickets and trying to bring in people from the outside world to join us, we're asking Mike, people are asking us how this works. He said, it works very well. Well, I know, but that's not enough to buy a ticket. So Mike did, he wrote out on 12 pieces of paper exactly how this was going to work. Much to everybody's astonishment, this was one of the best times that not only that Rotary had, that I had been to and a number of other people have been to. We never laughed and had so much fun, and it didn't matter if something went wrong, we just went along with it and we had more laughs. So, wanted to honor Mike for that and other initiatives that he has to make our club fun. And also what he's been doing lately with his boat and taking our members out, taking other people out on boat tours in Boston. Gets very heavily paid for, but he takes them out anyway. And you know, it's very, very appreciative by everybody. So Mike was a very easy choice. Then when we were thinking about Sue, we said, there isn't an event that this Rotary Club hosts that Sue isn't in the picture. Coordinating with, in this case, the function hall, doing the printing of the books, and there's a couple that are wrong because if you notice the printing came out upside down, but other than that, they're a beautiful, beautiful book. And we said, she's so deserving of it because every event Sue is part of. But that's only part of the program. Another challenge that Sue has accepted many, many years ago is making sure that the students at Chelsea High School receive scholarships. And Sue diligently works with her committee, drafting in people every year to make sure that the students of the Chelsea High School that get scholarships so that they can further their education with the help of Chelsea Rotary Club. And another project that Sue has done for 20 years now, Sue, is it?
Since 1998.
Since 1998, there is a Rotary camp in Boxford that costs $1,000 a week to send a camper. And through the school department, Sue sends out a request to have them write an essay of why they think they deserve to go. And the letters that come back bring tears to your eyes because so many of our young kids have never left the city of Chelsea. Sue has, since 1998, launched her own campaign to raise the majority of funds, which is the total is $20,000 a year to send these students. So Sue could almost be a Rotarian of the Year every year because of what she has done to Camp Rotary. And Camp Rotary has meant so much to Sue and Bruce Mock that they are officers and they're help guiding Camp Rotary to make sure that its existence continues. So Sue and Bruce, if you'd please rise. And Mike, I'm sorry. Since we don't physically have anything to hand you, somebody said it cost about $12, but they just didn't have the funds available. So you're going to have to run another fundraiser so that you can get yourself and Sue a gift. But again, in behalf of all of the past recipients and in behalf of all of the members of the Chelsea Rotary Club, thank you both very much and congratulations on being the 22-23 Rotarians of the Year. What's your name there, Captain Mike? I should have known it wasn't Bruce. Bruce isn't a captain. Here is a Rotarian of the Year pin, which you can wear with pride, and hopefully you'll wear it to your meetings. Okay, thank you. Dinner is served. From the family.
I was on the golf course when I found out that I was the recipient of the Rotarian of the Year, and I was told by Sue Galan, and I was very flattered and honored, and to share this award with Sue is even more of an honor for me. And if you read my bio, you learned that I'm dyslexic. So I never read the email to the vote for Rotarian of the Year to vote. So if I did open that email, I would have definitely voted for Sue, and Sue would be up there by herself, not with me. But I'm very honored to share with Sue. She should be the Centurion of the Year. Sue, everybody, you know, a standing ovation for Sue. She was well deserved.
She'll pay the fine too.
From day one at Rotary, back in 1927, Joel Mason was explaining to me that they wanted to make sure that people attended Rotary and took it very seriously. So they have, and District Governors, correct me if I'm wrong, but do it after everybody else leaves. Okay, to make sure that Rotarians keep their interest and attend meetings. They would give an award every year if you had a perfect attendance, meaning you never missed a meeting. Well, in the early days of Rotary, they gave you a week before your meeting or a week after your meeting to make up. So if you were going to be away this week and our meeting's on Tuesday and you missed it, well, while you're on vacation or wherever you are, you can make up a Rotary meeting because Rotary is an international organization. So you can make up in any part of the world a Rotary meeting. You may have difficulty speaking and listening to people in some parts of the world, but you can still make up a meeting. And then when you come back, if you didn't make up a meeting and our meetings are on Tuesday, if I was away this week, I would go to my own club on Tuesday, and then before the end of the week, I would find another Rotary club that I could go to and make up a meeting. And a lot of you may notice, and maybe you'll notice now, but when you're driving and you leave one city and you enter another city, you'll see a sign on entry points that says Rotary Club meets, and it tells where they meet and what times. And that allows people who are traveling, and this all goes before we had Rotary apps on our phone that tells us where all the clubs meet. So if you were meeting, if you were in a particular region, that you could make up a meeting there. And in the hotel, and we're going to put the sign back up again. We used to have a sign at the hotel where we meet that says Rotary meets here at 12:15 on Tuesdays. And a lot of people who were staying at the hotel because they were into business or traveling would see the sign and they would come meandering on into the club. And gee, I belong to the Altoona, Pennsylvania club, and I like to make up a meeting, and our secretary gives them a little card that they take back with them, and that's how they get credit for the going to a meeting. So the people that are receiving the awards today have had that honor of making up for so many years. And we're going to start from the top. And you can give the top guy one, then I'll give the rest. Bruce Mark. Very good, Bruce. Bruce has, I believe it's 39 years of perfect attendance. Talk about dedication and devotion to Rotary. I mean, Bruce totally exemplifies that. Dr. J? Yes. I'll hand them out.
The next great returning with perfect attendance is Joseph M. Bernard, 13 years. Upside down. The next great Rotarian perfect attendance is Juan Gallego, 8 years.
Thank you.
Good job, man. The next great Rotarian perfect attendance, David M. Midland, 6 years. I think Mr. Allen is really struggling in seeing the size 5 font size print. Let me.
This is 4.
Alan has glasses on. Juan, can you check and see which one you have? He has the 6. Yes, he has
Want another applause?
Dave Midland, 6 years. The next good Rotarian, Alan Albert, 4 years. Next great Rotarian, Dr. Almi Giabeka, 2 years. The next great Rotarian, Rick Govan, 2 years.
And the only person that's getting a different type of a pin, all of the pins that we gave out has the year number on it, and that's why I couldn't read it, because it's a 2.5-cent pin. And to put the 2 and the 6 and the 8 on it was very difficult. But a first-time recipient gets the very best pin of all, because this one really sticks out in the crowd. And it goes to our Vice President, Dr. Aaron.
Get a life.
What we are going to do is go into the installation of offices. And it is a two-tier installation because we have a past district governor who served with outgoing President Rick. And we have the current. Want to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, we do Paul Harris now?
Yeah.
Okay, back up.
Installation is last.
It is. Okay. Past President Dave Midland, who has 40 years perfect attendance. Would you kindly come up and do the Paul Harris Award?
She makes everything.
Each of these Paul Harris Awards has been awarded by a member of the club to a person of their choosing. Paul Harris Award being the highest award that the Rotary Club can give. The first award is awarded by Alan Albert to Amanda Albert. The next award is being given by Juan Gallego and Saratina Rizzuto to Joe Cromwell.
Don't pick it back together. Go ahead, Juan. I needed to take a picture first.
Thank you. Speak.
And the next award is being given by Madeline Garcia to her sister Marilyn Garcia. And Frank Kowalski will be giving an award to Stacy Gerska. Would you both please come up? Give it to you, They should have switched it up. And would Joe Bernard please come up and give his award to June Bernard? Both of you come up, please. And Bruce Mock awarding his Paul Harris to Gail Mock. Would you vote please? Ken Weber, please come up and give your award to Kathy Weber. Okay, and the final award is being given by the club to Helen Zucco, who recently retired as Executive Director of Chelsea Restoration Corporation. Now, Helen and her husband Ernie were supposed to be here tonight, but Helen needed an excuse, so she said she was in the hospital for 5 days and wasn't quite up to it yet. But so I'm accepting the award for her. And Helen, I've known Helen for probably 30 years. I've worked with Chelsea Restoration and Helen. Modesty is #1 for Helen. When I called to tell her that the club had awarded her this honor, she said, "Why are you giving this to me? I do all these things because I want to, not because I want any reward for it." And that's really what Helen is. Now, Sue asked me to write a brief biography for the program. I think I started at 6 pages, and Sue made me cut it down with all of the things Helen has been involved with. So I won't go through all of them again now, but I really encourage you to read just some of the things that this amazing woman has done. It's been such a pleasure to work with her, to see what she's done for the city, totally selfless. I always say, the more I hear about her, stories about how long she's been working for the benefit of the city, I just picture her with Leo Robinson and some of their other contemporaries who have done this for the city for so long, skipping down Broadway like it's the yellow brick road, the next thing that they need to do and fix in the city. Truly amazing person, and it's really an honor for the club to be able to give her this award. Helen has promised, I don't really believe her, but she's promised to come to a meeting when she's feeling up to it to accept the award herself. But in the meantime, I'm very proud to accept the award for her.
I'm going to start off by calling up past District Governor Terry. Terry joined the West Roxbury Roswelldale Rotary Club in 2007 and served as the president of the club multiple times from 2011 to 2013, 2014 to 2015, 2016 to 2018. Was there 4 members of the club? And we have a president, vice president, sergeant at arms, and secretary, so they just kept you on as president. Good move, good move. During this time, Terry successfully co-wrote and executed 5 district-managed grants serving worthy individuals in Boston, the Boston area. She proudly served on the club's board of directors for 10 years and also served as the club foundation chair, membership chair, public image chair, and webmaster. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure to call upon past President Terry Cohn. Terry.
Just 5 times And the way to get out of doing that, of course, is to get in the track to become district governor. Easy peasy, no problem. Can I have those who are serving as club officers and on the board of directors come up so I can install you, please? Can I have your attention, please? We're privileged to have the district governor, Lauren Karras, from the Beauty Club here with us tonight, and she will be installing your president. So please come up, Dr.
Move that down a lot. I didn't realize how much taller you were than me. You're wearing heels. So, Dr. Almy, this is such a privilege to be with you this evening, to be with the club this evening, and to have this opportunity to install you once more. We did the installation back at the end of June, and it was wonderful when you were with your classmates, and it's very sweet to be with you in the club this evening. So with that, Dr. Almy, you've been selected by the members of this Rotary Club to guide its affairs during this year. You've been entrusted with an important responsibility that will help shape your club's future. You've been elected to the office of president by the Rotary Club of Chelsea and by its members. It's an expression of their confidence in your leadership. So, Dr. Almy, could you do me the honor of raising your right hand for me, please, for the oath of presidency? I, Dr. Almy, will do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of president for the Rotary Club of Chelsea, and I will, to the best of my ability, give support and assistance to the district governor, to Rotary International, and that I will uphold the Constitution and bylaws of this club. And this gavel now belongs to you.
I get to the honors of giving our past president his parting thank you. And so, Rick, I do want to say thank you because you were an amazing president, and we had wonderful speakers during your presidency. You were so organized, and I just said to myself, I don't know that I'm going to be as organized as Rick. I don't know if we're gonna get as wonderful speakers, but we have goals, and you moved us to a whole nother level. So I just want to say thank you. And what people don't know is that Rick actually got, instead of 12-year presidency, he got a 13-month presidency. Because I was pretty much gone in the month of July between vacation and conferences for work. And so Rick just pretty much did another month. And I want to thank you for that too. So we have a little thank you for you from our Rotary chapter. And I want to say thank you. This is just a little something from me for the month extra.
Now I have to water this.
That's from Arizona.
Yeah.
Although I do, but figured Rick would probably be better than me. So.
Thank you so much, Almy. You know, in the last few weeks that I served president, everyone would point out that when we would have dessert, it was my famous innovation to say, dessert alert. And that is not how I want to be known as the president of the Chelsea Rotary Club, as the dessert alert president. So to dispel all notions that we actually did something during our year, I just wanted to take the opportunity to sort of highlight some of the things we did, but more importantly to thank many of you who made it a very special year. So it's a time to look back and it's a time to look forward. So I first want to just thank Joe and Bruce. You are the co-captains of our club who give us the experience and advice that we rely on at our board meetings to make the right decisions for our club. Sue, Alan, and Juan, you are the models, the moral compass of our club. As mentioned before, under Sue, Chelsea Rotary has sponsored over 450 Chelsea children going to Camp Rotary. Under Alan, Project Recovery has raised over $17,000 in providing gift cards to those who have lost their homes to a fire and literally own nothing but the clothes on their back. And under Juan, over 5 wells have been drilled in Colombia, which serves a population of 2,000 people, and more importantly, it has saved the lives of thousands of children. These projects are iconic of what Rotary is all about, doing virtuous acts to make our city and our world a better place to live. And this past year, we undertook 2 service projects that I'm very proud of. We reintroduced the Literacy Project, where our club members read once a month to elementary school students at the Kelly School. And I want to thank Bruce, first of all, for being the point person and making sure that we had volunteers sign up each month. And I also want to thank Lisa Lineweaver, who is the principal at the Kelly School, who went over and beyond her responsibilities to make this literacy project work by organizing her teachers and accommodating our schedule so that we could read to the children on the first Tuesday of every month. So thank you. A special shout out goes to Todd and Juan for reading the most number of times, which I know they immensely enjoy doing. And another service project that we undertook was collecting winter coats for the children of Chelsea in partnership with the Chelsea Community Connections. Kara Cagliano told me that no sooner had we dropped off the coats that they were immediately fitted on children coming to her storefront in need of winter clothing. So I want to thank Aaron Jennings for pairing up Rotary with Kara and the Chelsea Connections. Just a few things that we did, as mentioned before, we had some interesting speakers, and one of the things we did that was really interesting was we had a dinner on a Tuesday night at the Bellingham Carey House, and it just doing those kind of things, shaking it up in the sense of not having our normal meetings every Tuesday at the hotel, just doing things, whether it be going to the Brown Jug during the summertime, eating, as I said, at the Bellingham Carey House, which I want to thank David Midland for helping me put that event together. And we had other momentous events. We also had a great event. We honored Alan Alpert for his service as 50 years as a Rotarian. So I want to just again give Alan a round of applause for his service to Rotary. And we had a lot of fun with different speakers. Sue brought us Addie, right, who told us all about Morocco. We also had Arnie Jarmak, who was a photographer for the Chelsea Record, who took us back to the 70s and 80s in Chelsea with his photos. We heard from Roseanne Bogiuliani, who talked about environmental justice for our city. We heard from Kate Moore from North Suffolk Mental Health, who talked about how she and Captain Betts teamed up in responding to emergencies where mental health issues require professional intervention and counseling. We also introduced for the first time a Tuesday luncheon dedicated to National Hispanic Heritage Month. And I want to thank Saradin and Madeline for spearheading this event, which our club will again celebrate in a few weeks on October 17th. So please mark your calendars. And I also want to point out that Madeline also for the past few years has also led the Friendsgiving event where we hand out turkeys to the citizens of Chelsea. Our club also celebrated Black History Month, and thank you to Aaron Jennings for organizing this event. And lastly, Alan Elpert organized a Tuesday luncheon dedicated to Chelsea Conflagration Day, marking the devastating fire that swept through our city in 1973. Lastly, as many of you know, Rotary funds both high school scholarships for our Chelsea High School seniors and scholarships for our children to go to overnight camp at Camp Rotary. Funding for these scholarships don't just happen. It requires sleepless nights, sweat, and grit. And I want to thank Mike, Sue, Patrick, and Madeline for all of your time and effort in making this year's Derby fundraiser one of the most successful, and above all, everyone had fun. So thank you so much. I'm going to leave, as I began with my installation last year, with a poem. And the caption of the poem is, "Why do I belong to Rotary?" Our parents and grandparents fled their countries from poverty and persecution to a city that welcomed waves of immigration. And now it is our turn to give hope and respite to the next generation. Whether it is drilling for water so children are not left thirsty, giving a child the thrill of their life at Camp Rotary, or lending a hand to someone left homeless through Project Recovery. We make sure the job is done with lots of fun. We help those in need and give back to our community. We meet every Tuesday where we share stories and enjoy each other's camaraderie. And that is why I belong to Rotary.
So, without further ado,
No more ado.
we are
You don't have too much ado.
I can't win with him. Okay. Without further ado, I want to call up to the podium our president, Dr. Amaji Abinda.
Sorry, though, I do have a little, another special gift. If those of you who know anything about the love languages, the 5 love languages, mine is gift giving. And so that's how I show that I love you, is gifts. And some people say, why are you always giving us stuff? And whatever, my staff. But this is for Sue. Just a little something from it's just a little something. Sue, so when I became president, I knew I was going to need a lot of help, because obviously I am the superintendent of schools, and so I was like, I don't know that I can do this right now when I first joined. And everyone said, we'll help you. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I was like, I can't do this right now. And then Alan, I'll never forget, he said, oh, Ami, don't worry. It's going to be a couple of years down the road. You'll be okay. And we'll help you. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. So then, oh, you're incoming president. You got to do this pets. It's the training to become president. And I'm like, pets? What, I do go to pets? What's okay, so I have to go to pets now. I have to go to Rotary training to become a president. I was like, okay. And then Sue sends me, no, first it was Rick. He sends me the 3 pages of what to do for the installation, and so my eyes are glazed back. And I'm like, oh God, I don't know if I can do this with everything else on my plate. And then I start reaching out, and now I reach out to Sue. Thank God for Sue. Sue's like, oh, we can do this, we can do that, blah, blah. And I'm just like, and it says to form a committee, okay? The committee is Sue. Nobody told me this. And then she's like, well, what if we do this and do that? And then I walk in, and Sue, you don't know this about me. And sunflowers, asked my husband, for those of you who don't know, my husband is here tonight, Walter, who always Walter graciously lends me to Chelsea Public Schools and to Rotary. But asked my husband, every time I go to Whole Foods or somewhere, get back home to New Mexico, I love sunflowers. And so I walked in the room, I'm like, how? And oh my goodness, she didn't know that is my favorite flower.
They were just the right color.
They were, yeah. So Sue, I had to give you a little something, and I just want to say thank you. But, okay, so I promised to be pithy. You can tell my ears, when you're an educator, you're trained to, Lisa will understand this, you are trained to hear noises and you do this. And so all tonight, if you saw me checking my phone, we did have a missing student. And so I was checking the phone, and about midway through dinner, we found out that the student was safe. So so I can relax, and now I can enjoy Rotary Fellowship. So this is a blessing. So it is an honor and a privilege to stand before you today as we gather to celebrate tonight. This is an exciting occasion that marks the beginning of a new chapter in our Rotary journey together. Because I cannot do this alone, so we are together. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of you for being here tonight. Thank you, and each and every one of you. It's such a blessing when I look out into this room and I see the community, the Chelsea community. It is such a special community. And I am so grateful that I get to be part of the Chelsea community and Chelsea Rotary. So thank you, friends and family. You guys are everyone's family here to me. So Rotary International is built upon the principles of service, fellowship, and the relentless pursuit of a better world. We are a global network of individuals who are united by a common purpose: to make a positive impact on our communities and the world at large. And we make a difference for our world and our beloved city of Chelsea. And we do. So one perfect example, as Rick went through the list of all of the things that we do, we sponsor, this year we sponsored 5 child scholarships. And we actually got to do extra because we raised a little bit more. Thank you, Mike, and everybody. And one of our students, and Lisa, those of you who went to convocation have heard this story, was named Emily. Emily went to our Chelsea High School, she was at our Chelsea High School Honor Society induction. And she came up to me afterwards and said, "Can I talk to you?" And I was like, "Sure." And she said, "Miss, I need to talk to you about an issue that I'm having." So I sat down with her and I met with her. And she was so bright and so articulate, and she advocated for herself. I'm like, "Where did you learn this?" Because I wasn't like that when I was her age. And then I said to her, "Where are you going to school?" Because it's their senior year, they know. And she's like, "I'm going to UMass Boston, Miss." And I said, "How's your financial aid?" And she's like, "I'm still working on it." And I said, "You know, you should apply for a Rotary scholarship. Maybe you'll get it." So she applied, and both her friend applied, and they both got the Rotary scholarship. And so I have talked about Emily wherever I go, and she was, in my convocation speech, I talk about Emily because Emily exemplifies the students that we are serving in our community. So I just wanted to say thank you, because the Rotary scholarships are making a difference for our students. And Rick, how many was it? Or I don't know how many we've given over the years, but
What's a joke for that?
Yeah.
5 a year for at least
5
the last 10
years,
years.
yeah, so thank you. We are making a difference. And so I do want to just say the work we do is even though it may not seem like millions of dollars, but as a group, as a small chapter, we're making a difference in our community. And as a whole, Rotary International. Now, I did not know what those Rotary signs were everywhere I went before I joined Rotary. And you know, you see the little wheel, the wheel, you know, and so now everywhere I go, well, I think we were in St. Thomas several years ago, and I'm like, look, oh, there's a Rotary sign. And then I'm like in Spain, oh look, there's a Rotary sign. I see them everywhere now. And I was like, oh. But just think about this, everybody coming together, making a difference to end polio or eradicate polio, or, you know, one, it's overwhelming, but together, there's so much we can do together. And I started this year, even with my convocation speech at, for schools, and I shared a little story about how we can, as we work together, we're stronger together. And so I want to share the story, the star thrower story. I was still a kindergarten teacher, I say. Taught kindergarten, that was my sweet spot. Ventured into, huh?
You have a good group on Tuesdays.
Yes. I learned everything about leadership in that kindergarten classroom because I was a mess when I first got into teaching, and my principal came in there, and I'll just divert a little, and he said to me, I was 23 years old, and he said to me, Ami, you need to get a hold of your classroom. They're making mincemeat out of you. And I was like, yes, they are. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do. And he's like, here are some VHS videos. Back in the day, it was the VHS videos. Like, he said, go home and watch those and come back and do that. I was like, okay, all right. And I learned about classroom management, and I learned how to lead teaching kindergarten. And I see that was the best training ground that I ever had. And so then when I went off to graduate school, and that's actually, graduate school is what brought me out here about a while ago. So when I came out here for my master's, I had a professor that I adored, and he said to me, Ami, when you become a principal or when you're leading, he said to me to never forget who I am. And then he said to me, don't forget that you were a kindergarten teacher, and carry that with you, because that is who you are. And so that kindergarten teacher lives in me. And I love the little ones, so I'm going to go visit my new friend in the back over there. Yeah, I love the littles. So, but again, yes, you guys are, I say, you will be my classroom. So, no, in a all sweet way. So the Star Thrower story is by Lauren Easley. A young girl was walking along a beach upon which thousands of starfish had washed up during a terrible storm. When she came upon each starfish, she picked up and threw it back in the ocean, and people watched her with amusement. She had been doing this for some time when a man approached her and said, "Little girl, why are you doing this? Look at the beach. You can't save all these starfish. You can't begin to make a difference." The girl was crushed and suddenly deflated, but after a few moments, she bent down, picked up another starfish, and hurled it as far as she could into the ocean, and looked at the man and replied, "Well, I made a difference for that one." The old man thought about that little girl and what she had said and done. Inspired, he stood beside her, throwing the starfish back into the sea. And soon, the community joined in, and all the starfish were saved. So let's make a difference for that one. Thank you for your dedication to Rotary, and may the year ahead be filled with meaningful projects, new friendships, and a sense of fulfillment that can only come from serving others. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President. You know, when you had mentioned about learning and the VHF, the first thing that came to my mind, and Joe and Bruce and a few others will remember, Sergio, who knows everything about Rotary, and realized that a lot of us did not know about Paul Harris and how Rotary started. And he brought in a VHS that we all watched one day. It was about 20 minutes long, seemed like about an hour. And when it was over and the lights went on, there were 3 people that were napping, correct, Bruce? 3 people? 3 people were napping. So to help you learn a little bit more about Rotary, I'll talk to Sergio and see if he can give you the VHS on Paul Harris. Yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in behalf of the officers and directors, we'd like to thank you very much for attending tonight. It was a great, great time, and we look forward to the next Rotary event and hope to see you all there. And I'm sure if the next Rotary event is something that Mike is putting together, we will double. Tickets go on sale tomorrow. We will double the capacity of what we have here tonight, and you will have a great, great time. So again, thank you very much for coming and joining Rotary. Thank you.